Hello everyone and welcome to the Omega Metroid Direct. My name is Andy Spiteri and I am the host and founder of the Omega Metroid podcast. When we launched our podcast about 2 years ago, we never imagined the level of success that we would achieve in just such a short time. And so I'm excited to be here today to tell you about the next evolution in the Omega Metroid process. Let's get it started and take a look. I'm extremely excited and happy to announce that as of right now, OmegaMetroid.com is officially live and available for everybody to come and check out. We've been working on this website for a long time, and it is such a pleasure to finally be able to reveal what we've been working on and all of the projects that we've had cooking for the last couple months. OmegaMetroid.com will feature several full walkthroughs for all the various Metroid games, including Metroid for the NES, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Dread. These games have full, comprehensive walkthroughs with full detail maps, strategies for bosses, the exact locations of all the different expansions in the game, and so much more. It truly will be a step-by-step companion with you as you take your journey through the planet Zebes, ZDR, and BSL Station. In addition to that, there is also full 100% completion maps for the entire Metroid series available on OmegaMetroid.com. From Metroid 2 Return of Samus to the Metroid Prime Trilogy to even Metroid Other M, you'll find maps that will help you through your journey and ensure that you go into the final boss with maximum firepower. Of course, OmegaMetroid.com will also feature the latest episodes of the Omega Metroid podcast. You'll be able to scroll through and find our extensive backlog of episodes and be able to easily find and sort them. If you want to listen to a previous Mapping Metroid, no problem. If you want to listen to our interviews, no problem. If you want to listen to our definitive rankings, we've got you covered. There are so many great ways to be able to listen to the Omega Metroid podcast on its new home, OmegaMetroid.com. Of course, another thing that we'll be focusing on is the latest fan creations. We want our website to be able to highlight you, Metroid fans and Metroid creators, and be able to show the world what you've been working on. Anything from Etsy shops, to music covers, to analysis, to, whatever. We would love to be able to showcase your Metroid projects to our rapidly growing audience. While OmegaMetroid.com has largely been a passion project of mine, I couldn't have done it by myself, and it truly takes a village to build something of this magnitude. With that said, I'd like to take a moment to introduce some of the team for OmegaMetroid.com. Some of them you may know, and some of them you may be meeting for the first time. Please take a look.
What's up, Metroid fans? My name is Dakota Lasky. You might know me as Dak, and I am one of the Omega Metroid podcast hosts and now editor-in-chief at Omega Metroid.
Well, hello there, everybody. I'm Dumino Crossing, and I'm the administrator of Omega Metroid.
My name is Isabel Metroid 35 Bremen, and I am the community manager of the Omega Metroid podcast website.
Hey everyone, my name is Jules. I'm the social media manager for the Omega Metroid podcast.
I'm Griffin Olin, aka the Accursed Hunter, official reporter for the Omega Metroid podcast and self-proclaimed Metroid lore expert.
I'm Ryan Stelmach, also known as Minneapolis King, and I am one of the website reporters of Omega Metroid.
I'm truly incredibly excited to start this new chapter of the Omega Metroid journey with you all, and I hope you're all excited for what we've been working on, especially what Andy and the rest of the Omega Metroid team has been working on. So I hope you're all super excited for that, as excited as we are, because it's a passion project for a passionate community, and Omega Metroid has one of the best communities out there for sure. You all make it super worthwhile, and we wouldn't be here without you, and we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have an awesome community full of passionate fans who love to talk Metroid, because at the end of the day, we love to talk Metroid.
And I also have other passions and hobbies beyond just the realm of Metroid, but seriously, who cares about any of that? Because guys, I am so happy to be a part of Team Omega. I've been really looking forward to this. I can't wait for y'all to see the future of this project that we've all created, and I'm looking forward to the future of the series we're dedicating it to as well.
I'm relatively new to the Metroid series and community, but I'm very excited to learn more about the history of the Metroid games, to play more Metroid titles, and to become more involved in this awesome and historic community.
If any creators would like to be featured on the site, please reach out to me either through the Metroid 35 Twitter or via the Omega Metroid website. Thank you for having me, and I am excited to be here.
I look forward to dedicating my passion for Metroid toward the Omega Metroid podcast.
This community has been one of the most open and enjoyable groups of people I've met online, and we always have a blast together from discussing Metroid games and to sharing art and music with one another. Hope you enjoy what the Omega Metroid team has been putting together for you, and I'll see you next mission.
With such an amazingly talented team around OmegaMetroid.com, the future looks very bright. But that's not all. I'd also like to take a moment to give some love to our affiliates who helped with the various building blocks in creating OmegaMetroid.com. Take a look. Many of the different Metroid maps that were provided by Falcon Zero, who you may not know personally, but I can guarantee you've seen his maps before. The creator of the absolute greatest Metroid Prime Trilogy maps has agreed to lend his maps to OmegaMetroid.com. Speaking of walkthroughs, we've got Philip Summers of Hand Drawn Game Guides, who has agreed to let us host his hand-drawn Metroid NES game guide. As someone who purchased the Zelda NES hand-drawn game guide, I can assure you that this is an incredible walkthrough filled with not only a great description of what to do and where to go, but also some really awesome artwork. Lastly, I also need to give some love to my friend Kiwi Talks, who, as everybody knows, has been setting the world on fire during the last year with his series of trailblazing interviews with former Retro Studios staff. He's agreed to let us host all of his interviews on the website, so we're hoping that you can check that out and also learn a little bit more about Metroid as well. Not only can you get all of this content at OmegaMetroid.com, but there's more. If you missed out on grabbing the physical edition of the Metroid 35 zine put together by our own Isabel Brahman, you can go and download that straight from the website. And, as an added bonus, Isabel's put together a mini-zine for us as well. Make sure that you check that out and give it a look through as well, because there are many a wallpaper for your phone in that zine. So now we know OmegaMetroid.com is live, but what if you want to take your Omega Metroid experience to the next level? Well, we've got just the answer for you. Check this out. OmegaMetroid.com is now available over on Patreon. There are 3 separate tiers available on patreon.com/Omega Metroid, and I want to take a second to go through all of them with you. The first is the Alpha tier for as little as $1 American per month. This just helps support the show and the website in general, but it'll also give you a special Discord role and priority whenever we do fan question and answer shows in the future. If you want to up the ante a little bit, you can join the Zeta tier, and for just $4 a month, you can get all of that plus an extra bonus show called the Spiteri Show. This is a little bit different for me, as I'll be doing a mostly solo podcast that won't be focused on Metroid specifically, but maybe let's just call it Metroid adjacent. Of course, only the most legendary hunters join the Omega tier. That gives you access to all of the previous rewards from the other tiers, plus a Patreon profile on our Team Omega site, and access to the monthly bonus show, Metroid ROM hack reviews, where I will be journeying into the world of Metroid ROM hacks. First on the list, Super Duper Metroid, and that comes out this month. So you guys are going to want to come and check that out, hear my thoughts on Super Duper Metroid, and see what that game is all about. Every single dollar spent on Patreon helps towards the podcast, the website, and the passion that is vital to growing Omega Metroid. I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for this support, and I hope you'll consider joining us on Patreon and spreading the word about Omega Metroid. As you've probably noticed, you're watching this video on YouTube. That's right. Now, if you choose to watch the Omega Metroid podcast in video form on YouTube, you have that option, as every week the podcast will be uploaded going forward on YouTube. And, as an added bonus, every single episode has also been retroactively uploaded on YouTube as well. So if that's your preferred way of listening to the podcast, we got you covered. Look out for more YouTube exclusive content in the future as well. One of the great joys of starting Omega Metroid has been meeting all of the incredible people in the Metroid community, a lot of them who have gone on to become very close friends. If you are interested in volunteering and joining the Omega Metroid community, go over to the volunteer page over on OmegaMetroid.com, fill it out. You never know, you might just meet some great friends on the website, like I have, and like Dak and Doom and all the rest of the guys have as well. Well, there it is. That's the Omega Metroid Direct. But I think is as customary, it's typical to leave you with one more thing. So I'm going to leave you with two. The first is a sneak peek at our next walkthrough that is being worked on right now. And it might not be what you expect. Yes, for all you Metroid Prime Hunters fans out there, we've got you covered. A competitive guide breaking down the strengths and weaknesses of each playable character is being worked on right now, so look forward to that in the future. For our last announcement, we wanted to let everybody know of a very special live stream that's going to be happening on March the 19th. Doominal and I will be live streaming 3 different Metroid games, raising money for the Trevor Project, a non-profit that is focused on suicide prevention for LGBTQ youth. We'll be live streaming the original Metroid for the NES, Super Metroid, and Metroid Dread. Now, there's a couple different bonus incentives that are going to be revealed on the next episode of the Omega Metroid podcast, so I'm hoping that you guys can turn out, have fun with us, and perhaps, if you're willing and able, contribute to an excellent cause. That's a wrap for the Omega Metroid Direct, everybody. I can't wait to share with you OmegaMetroid.com, and I hope that you'll continue to support us in podcast and Patreon and in general. Thank you, Metroid fans. This one's for you, and we'll see you next mission. It's not working. I thought this is how it worked.